yes, on a Friday.
On a Friday,
Oh,
yes.
yes. I don't know when people are gonna be, tuning in this evening, but it's nighttime for us here.
Oh, yeah. Well, 8.
No, well,
Well, nighttime
it is
usually
nighttime.
now
Huh?
usually, at 4 p.m., it's, like, pitch dark outside, so it's, like, night so early.
Oh, yeah, but officially the evening hours for me is
Yes,
8
yes,
PM.
yes.
Okay,
Oh,
yes.
and
Huh?
Kira, do you wanna let people know because we've done our segment On Your Radar before, but do you wanna tell people what we have plans for it?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, so, you, just gotta give everybody a brief overview of what the segment will be. We did do 2, episodes, prior, but going forward, we want to be more consistent with this segment and plan to release a new On Your Radar every Friday. Ooh, fingers crossed, but that's the goal, you
Yes, yes.
guys. And for the month of December, again, we wanted to be mindful of the theme of Christmas. We are going to be covering 4 different films. I think that they're all unique, different genres, all Christmas oriented. So, depending on what you like, I'm pretty sure you'll find something on your radar that's worthy of watching that we discuss.
Oh, yes, and it was so fun picking our selections, and it's
I
4
know.
that we watch every, Christmas, well, around the season, so hopefully you'll enjoy it, and tonight is one of our favorites as well. This one premiered
New
last year.
favorite, I want to
Yeah,
say.
new favorite, and this one premiered last year and is gonna be now become a annual, Christmas season watch,
Oh,
and
yes, we love it. The
yes, and that is
Holdovers.
2023's The Holdovers.
Oh, yeah, such a pleasant surprise. I know, like, every year, of course, there's good films that come out every single year. Sometimes it's a rarity, though. You might find a
Mhm,
handful that
mhm.
really speak to you, that provoke emotion, that really has good messaging, a really great cast. And like I feel like The Holdovers was a pleasant surprise that I didn't expect last year. So
Yeah, and I
definitely
think
needed to be on our radar.
yeah, and I think it was one of our favorites of 2023,
Oh yes,
actually.
definitely in that
Yes,
list. Yes, among the
yes,
faves.
yes.
Yes.
And Kira, before we get into it, should we do our tea mugs? We got our holiday
Oh
mugs.
yay, I'm Mrs. Claus. Boop.
Yes, yes. Ooh,
Got
I
to.
missed those. Yes, you know.
Keeping it very festive.
Yes, yes. I don't know. Should we do our clanks? Do we got it
I
down
don't even know
now?
how to do that now.
Wait.
Oh, oh, boop. No, like
Oh.
this. Boop.
No, I go this way. You go that way.
Okay.
No, I'm going
No.
the right way.
Really?
Yeah, because this is supposed to hit the.
Okay.
I don't know. So
Oh
we'll try
gosh.
before.
We should practice that offline so that we nail
No,
it the next go
I
around. That is
know.
insane to me.
I know we'll get it,
It's
but
harder than it looks like.
oh, maybe I have to do it left-handed.
Oh, see, I think so. That's better. Ready?
Oh yeah, ready?
Wait, hold on. Boop,
See, I'm doing it right this time.
boop.
You can put it in your right
Oh, left
hand.
hand. Okay, I'll try it. Ready?
Your
One,
right hand.
two,
One,
three.
two, three. Oh, boop,
Boop,
boop.
boop. That was better though.
Yeah, it was.
I got too much time spent on that.
I know. I said, oh Lord.
I love it though.
Yes. So we're gonna get right into our review of the
Not
holdovers.
necessarily review per
Not a
se.
review because we're not going to go too in depth. We're just going to give you reasons of why it should be on your radar and why we enjoy it. And we split it up into different sections that we're going to go through for each category. And we're going to start with the director, which is Alexander Payne. And we do have our notes, you guys, because I'm going to always
Refer
refer
to
to
our
my
notes.
notes.
Yes. We're
Yes,
taking
yes,
it old school back. I'm taking
yes,
it
yes.
note taking
No,
here.
and you know what? I like the notes because sometimes I have stuff that I want to say and that I've written down, but I don't have it in front of me and I forget and I get so upset about that.
Yeah, refer to the notes.
But the film is directed by Alexander Payne, and I love a lot of his work. He's known for Election, About Schmidt,
I loved
Nebraska,
about Smith and Nebraska.
and Sideways, which also starred Paul Giamatti, who's in this film. So just a great director. I really love this film, and I just think he's so talented.
Oh, a pioneer for
Mhm,
sure in terms of
mhm,
storytelling.
mhm.
And I think he does a really good job of portraying stories that really speak to the human condition.
Yeah, and I love his characters. He does quirky characters really, really well. I just love how his character development with his films.
Oh yeah, and always a fun play on like dramedy, a
Mhm,
great balance of comedy and drama.
mhm, mhm.
All
Okay, so we're
right, that
gonna
was Mr. Alexander.
yes. So the holdovers, we're gonna go into the plot.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I was supposed to read the plot. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I remember what the plot is. I did take it down on notes, but basically the holdovers, if you think in terms of the title, it literally is about a professor, adjunct professor, because a lot of it is a play in terms of why he's an adjunct professor and not necessarily tenured, if you will, at a more prestigious college setting than the Barton boarding school that we find him at, boys' school. But
Mhm,
it's basically about Paul Giamatti's character, who plays an adjunct a professor who gets the frustrating task of taking charge of the few remaining students who are held over for Christmas break. For different reasons, these kids will not be going home this holiday season, and he's tasked to watch over them.
yeah.
And it's set in 1970s, which is pretty cool because it does a really good job taking you back in terms of that time period. I think it
Mhm.
captures it really well. And in the midst of the story, we follow three characters and how they intertwine and connect with one another throughout the film.
Yes, and, hold on, Kara, we just got a comment. Oh, we got Tracy. Hi, Tracy. How are you? I know we gotta get Tracy
I
on
know. In
I
the
would
new
love
year, for sure.
I know, yeah, yeah. And we gotta get on Tracy's too. I know she was been trying to get us on hers too. We gotta
Uh-oh.
make the time work because I know it's
Uh-oh.
like a 2 o'clock window. That might be easier for me than you, Kira.
I can make it work.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
make that work. Okay, so we have a quick clip. We're gonna you guys know our history with clips, so hopefully we don't get
You know what? I
faded.
don't know what's going on, you guys. Like, it's hit or miss with these clips. We share a
Mhm.
clip, we flag, so we share a clip and nothing happens. So
Or
I digress.
we fade to black. So we're gonna try this one, but this might be our one in
I'm sure it'll
time.
be fun. It'll be
No more
good.
clips. But we wanted to just do a clip of Paul, our main
Giamatti's
character.
character.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti's character. Because I just thought it was so cool because it kind of encompasses who he is. He's very I never can say that word, curmudgeon.
Oh yeah, you said that perfectly.
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
Okay.
very rigid, very uptight, very strict, very stern,
Yeah, in the school,
unwavering.
yeah, the school he's known as like the hated teacher. But okay, I'm gonna
I can tell by your faces that many of you are shocked at the outcome. I, on the other hand, am not, because I have had the misfortune of teaching you this semester, and even with my ocular limitations, I witnessed firsthand your glazed, uncomprehending expressions.
Sir, I don't understand.
That's glaringly apparent.
No, I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
I'm supposed to go to Cornell.
Unlikely.
I mean, I love that though. I feel like his character is real. I mean, let's jump right into Paul
yeah,
Giamatti.
let's jump into it. Let's jump into him. So Paul Giamatti plays Paul Hunnam, who's like here it says an adjunct professor, and is not liked.
History.
Yeah, at all.
Well,
By
one thing I
anyone.
will say is, before of course, at the start of this film, he comes across as quite abrasive, and so you can
Mhm,
understand reasonably why the kids are like, "Oh my God," they strongly dislike him. I
mhm,
mean, my initial takeaway from him was clearly someone who is quite serious in learning and educating,
mhm.
and clearly is frustrated by peers that he sees don't live up to like their expectation, if you will, in terms of being in this rich boarding school. So he kind of portrayed to me someone that was frustrated by people just doing the bare minimum, coming from well means, but giving the bare minimum.
Oh yeah, I agree with that because of course I would be upset too because this is someone who really takes pride in their craft, is really serious about his work, and like you said, you have kids who were born with silver spoons in their mouth, who their expectation is, I'm getting a free ride. I deserve the A because of my family background. And he really makes them work for it. So,
oh yeah. In this scene, it's interesting. Out of the whole class, I recall there was only one student, one of the main characters of the film as well, who got a good grade.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I could tell that he was someone that it takes a lot to get a good grade in his class based off of the D's and F's that were flying in the scene. And so it's possible in terms of like being able to do the work and really understanding what it is that you're learning.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I really agree with that. Like a C to me would be great if you could get that in his class.
I think I recall there might have been a C minus, perhaps, or a C plus. Yeah. It was. Yeah. I'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah, yeah.
But and not even C plus, the kid like his face was just like,
I know. And Paul, I mean, he's not liked by students and he's not liked by faculty either. And hence how he gets stuck, being the teacher selected to kind of remain with the holdovers. But yeah, I kind of love his bluntness. I'm always for people who are pretty blunt and upfront and don't sugarcoat things. I can see how that's sometimes abrasive or always not usually accepted. But I really did enjoy his bluntness.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think he apologizes at all. Well, he makes no apologies at all for who he is and how he talks, and I do love that because what he's thinking he's saying, and again, it rubs people the wrong way, whether it's the dean, the headmaster of the school,
who used to teach,
co-workers or students. Yep,
who he used to teach as well.
Oh yes, the irony.
Yeah.
But what do you think in terms of overall personality outside of the classroom? One thing that I did like about his character is at first you are very clear on him being abrasive, being blunt, being very rigid, unwavering in expectations. But you do see throughout the film, of course, moments of showing true heart, kindness, compassion. He does have a really good sense of humor that pops up throughout this film, and he does end up sharing a really strong bond with a staff member, and who's another main character of this film, and then a young boy who remains left over when the greater group ends up leaving.
Yeah, and we're going to go talk about those other characters too, but I even put a note about how these strangers, you love the way that old friends become, what did I say? Strangers can love you in ways old friends and family never could. And we see that dynamic because it's like this forced group of individuals who over the holiday have to become like this makeshift family. And I like that. I like the dynamics of that and the interactions of how different strangers can kind of change your trajectory. And you can see a little bit of yourself in each person, even though you're so different.
Oh, and you know what? To piggyback off what you said, what made me think about this, it's almost just like with the three latter characters. They are known to one another, right? So they know who each other is, of course, because they all inhabit this school setting in different capacities, student, teacher, staff. But the interesting thing is they were allowed to see each other through deeper lenses. So I feel like Paul's character definitely had a rapport with Mary Lamb, another character that we'll discuss. Like we see some history there, like they're a little bit more closer off the cusp than him to his students, obviously. And then you see this formed relationship that occurs, of course, with that student.
Yeah. And kind of what develops when you kind of force to be amongst people or hanging out with people with nowhere to go.
Oh, right.
Okay. And we'll go into our next one. Okay, we're going to do one of my faves. Davine Joy Randolph as Mary. Yes, and well deserved. Yep. Yes, and such a great actress. I've seen her in other films, but this has been like her breakout role. And
obviously.
She's a trained actress. She went to Yale. I think I remember Alexander Payne saying at a TIFF summit that he automatically knew that that's who he wanted. He was familiar with her. He wanted a trained actress. He knew she was at Yale. He still asked if she can audition, but it was pretty much she had the part and is so deserving of this part. She just great. Just great. I loved her.
And my hope is because of the Oscar win, no one should be asking her to audition at all anymore. Just offer her the part. Hello, going
Yes. Oh
forward.
my God. Yes. And this is someone who's honed into that craft. Like the amount of studying she did for this role. Like she was really serious about learning the Boston accent, but an accent that was typical to an African American in
In
Boston
Roxbury,
in
yep.
the 70s. How she held the cigarette. I think her glasses throughout the film were her grandma's glasses that she wore, and was just, you know, a very very particular, an eye for detail, and the amount of studying she put in was just awesome.
Oh yeah, she was great. I think again a highlight reason for watching this film. Her character as Mary Lamb. You know, we find her grief stricken. We
Mhm,
realize why, and not giving too
mhm.
much away by any means here, is that you know, her character experiences a loss and she's clearly dealing with the significance of that loss. She works at the school, and you understand that the reason why she's working in the cafeteria, I guess I would describe her
She's
as
the head cook, the head
yeah,
cook.
head cook. Yeah, I was about to say chef, but yeah, head cook in the school
Mhm,
cafeteria here. And basically took the job initially so that she could provide her son a really good education. And we learn a lot in terms of why she remains there still. I don't know if can give too
Yeah,
much.
you can, you can.
Okay.
Well, like you said, we know Mary's a grief-stricken mother. She lost her son who went to war in Vietnam and unfortunately lost his life while he was away. And he was at Barton, where she's the head cook, where the story is based off of. And unfortunately, he did not qualify for deferment. And I'm thinking back to with those times in the 70s, you know, and maybe in race and
Well,
economics playing into that.
well,
He
she
wasn't
gave
eligible.
oh yeah, she actually. I remember in one scene when she's speaking to Paul's character. There's a intimate scene where they're kind of watching TV, and she goes into a little bit more detail about her
Mhm,
son. So he
mhm.
was able to go to Barton, and it's so funny because Paul's character remembers her son, and she had noted like, oh yeah, he didn't like you. He thought you were like an asshole, like
Like
basically like a
everybody
jerk.
else.
And she
Yeah.
stated that the main reason he got deferred was she couldn't afford to send him to college, and there was no
Mhm,
school deferment. So he didn't
mhm,
have the option to decline going to war. And
mhm,
the only highlight that he identified from going was, oh, I'll be able to go to school when I get back through the GI Bill, but never made it back, sadly.
mhm, mhm. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of people have to have that as an option. Even today, you know what I mean, in terms of going to the military for um uh loans with houses or to pay for education, but you know, we digress. Hold on
Oh
here.
yeah, oh yeah.
I got some comments. Tracy said, such an incredible actress, and she has also has great comedic timing. She cracks me up on Only Murders in the Building.
Oh
Oh
my,
yeah.
I love her and Only Murders in the Building. She's the car baby.
Oh
Yes.
yes, I know. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, straight out the gate, season one was
Oh
hilarious.
my
Yep, yep.
god. Yeah.
Great example.
And
Great
Holland.
sharing a body of her work that's worth
Yes.
watching.
Yes. Hi, Holland.
Hey, Alan.
Oh yes, that's a good one, Tracy. Yeah,
Oh, and
but
you know one thing I do want to note, I think that she struggles a bit sometimes with the kids at the school not appreciating fully
mhm,
all of the advantages that they have.
mhm,
And she does a parallel too in terms of like you know, her son isn't here, but she's stuck here actually amongst like that environment and the
mhm,
frustration she must feel just day to day, even on a
mhm,
larger scale.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. Should we show the clip we have? I mean, we could try it.
Well, sure, why not?
Yeah, we have one of my favorite scenes of Mary's character is when they're at the Christmas party. And it doesn't give too much away, and she's expressing her grief, and it's finally, well, it's been with her throughout the film, but it's really a breakthrough
Oh,
moment.
wait, and one thing before you hit the clip that you should highlight is this is the first Christmas without her son. I think that's
Yes, yes.
important to share.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
again, hold that in terms of like how powerful this scene was. Again, she isn't saying much, but just the grief that she's displaying very raw in front of everyone without worry.
You all right? You all right?
Just leave me alone. You want me to take you home? Back off. He's gone.
Oh yeah, just so powerful. And again, there's so many scenes in this film where she stands out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so many great scenes, emotional scenes, but like Tracy said, so many funny scenes. Oh my goodness, she just cracks me up, and I just love. And then, like you said, this movie does a great job with intertwining all those emotions. You can be crying 1 minute and just like dying and laughing another minute. And she
Agreed.
was really great. And you could really feel the raw emotion coming from her too. Just great actress.
Agreed. And even from that Christmas party scene, like, oh my God, there's so many scenes within that one scene that were
Oh yeah.
hilarious, right? So we picked one to display Mary's grief, obviously, but there was another part to that Christmas party bit where she's going back and forth at Paul's character, and it's hilarious because both of them have a really fun dynamic as well, where she's sharing things that resonate with him and makes him think about, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Too many times in terms of like being a better person for the kid left in his charge.
Yeah. Okay, and I guess we'll do our last person. Oh, but also still just so great. And that's going to be Dominic Sessa
Very
as Angus
impressed
Tully.
with this young man.
Mhm.
OMG.
Mhm.
He was amazing. And I know like this was actually his breakout role.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
so I was again, all the hand claps, amazing. Like at this
Yes.
point,
Yes.
like I don't even know what he's slated to schedule in next, but oh, unreal his performance.
Oh yes, and I know Alexander Payne said that they had looked at several young men for this role and they just couldn't find the right person. And I know when they were on one of the campuses where they were filming, they asked about was anybody left behind from the theater program, and we had Dominic, and what a find. Just
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, gold. And you know what's really interesting? I should kind of note this for everyone. Initially in this film, Paul's character is left with about, I want to say, was it 5 kids total?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
5 kids total. And then we won't give it away, but for whatever reason, Angus is the remaining kid left. And so
Yeah.
it really just becomes Angus, Paul, and Mary throughout this entire winter Christmas break. And Angus, you really watch deeply, clearly, because you don't necessarily know what he's going through. Like, you know, his family dynamic is quite fractured. There's strain between his mother, and you learn why. You don't necessarily know what happened to his father, and you learn what happened to his father. It's really like pieces as the film progresses. At first, you can think of Angus too. I was saying when I initially saw it as a smart ass, like a pain.
Oh yeah. He actually reminded me of Paul because I'm not sure if you remember here that one scene where they kind of went back and forth where Angus says you're hated by everyone on campus, and then Paul says the same thing. You're kind of known like as an asshole too. You know what I mean? They kind of are similar in that way. Very, being smart asses, being blunt. You know what I mean?
Oh, and very, can I say too, highlight the fact that very smart. Like Angus ended up being the only kid in Paul's class that got a B plus, that got good grades. And so it really just showed too, like he's equally just as smart, even in the midst of all of the things that he's going through.
Yeah. And Paul sees that potential. And again, like we go back to Paul, like you said, he sees the potential. And I think that's what makes him so upset too, when you have kids who he feels are squandering those opportunities.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like the way the film, by the time we get closer to the end, I love how Paul's misconception, his perception of him initially greatly changes the more he learns about him, and then vice versa. And I also appreciate the fact that their relationship really becomes quite solid towards the end of the film. It's like this full circle moment where they have a deep understanding for one another and can meet each other at the middle, which is great, because I do feel like Paul's character sometimes has a wall up, and we understand, we get reasons why that is: his own upbringing, his own mindset about things, being wronged in certain areas, when we learned about kind of what happened to him in school. And so I do think that that initial wall gets knocked down constantly, just because in conversations with Mary and Angus, he puts his foot in his mouth quite a bit. And then Mary and Angus help him realize, oh my God, like, this is what the problem is, and this is why you shouldn't have said this or done this or think this way.
Yeah.
But Paul gives some really good life lessons too. I'm thinking of like the scene with Angus after he comes back from seeing someone. I won't give that away. And the conversation they had at the restaurant before Mary's character arrives. Oh my God, that was just next level.
Oh yes, and that can kind of bring us into kind of why I think we came up with reasons for why it should be on your radar, and so I think we can kind of go into those.
Oh yeah.
You want me to go first?
So do you want me to start, or?
Yeah, you can start. Go ahead.
Oh yes. Okay. So like the main reason why I think this film should be on your radar, especially for the holiday season, you guys, is a holiday film. It's Christmas time, right? So why not add it to your Christmas viewing watch list? Firstly. Secondly, oh my God, the soundtrack is amazing. There's scores throughout in terms of like that capture the 1970s well. Beautiful, beautiful soundtrack. Again, I love how this film demonstrates perfectly through these different characters just the human condition, that we all go through, feelings of loneliness, brokenness, happiness, disappointment, joy, and how like coming together sometimes is what we need despite who those people are. Like we create our own family when we don't have family, and when our family is quite flawed. Ultimately, it's a really good film. So that's why I think, yep, it should be on your radar.
Okay, so that's a good Kira.
Thanks.
Okay, so the first one, what I loved about the film was the first thing was the style. I love how Payne's attention to detail was just great. Like you really felt like you were in the 1970s, from the opening credits to just the whole aesthetic. So I just love the style. I agree with you with the character development. I stated that the Holdovers does a great job of really fleshing out the characters, and we are left engaged because they're all so interesting. Like each character is so interesting. I love the pacing of the film and that fleshing out. You really get to know who these three individuals are. Also, I said humor. The film has a great dose of humor. Its ability to balance humor with moments of a genuine emotion. Again, I said one moment you're laughing, and the next minute you're just blindsided and you're just crying.
Oh yeah.
And I put that Christmas Eve party was just a master class in this. It was a perfect blend. I put unrequited love, because we see that Paul thought there was something there when there wasn't.
And even Angus with the niece.
Oh yes, Kara, yes, you know what I mean. And then just that emotional breakdown with Mary. It was just so many. Like it's just a great scene. And then I said, for accomplishments, to me, its greatest accomplishment is not how easy it is to see yourself in Paul, Angus, or Mary, but is that you see yourself in all three. I was able to you can really relate to all three of these characters. And then again, one to revisit. It's an impressive cast of characters, and it's managed to make, to me, a modern holiday classic. Like this is going to be an annual watch every Christmas season.
Oh, staple at this point.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think, maybe we'll refrain from showing that clip, the last clip. What do you think? Too much?
What was it? Oh, which one was that? Let's see what
it was
we
the
have.
cookies, but I don't even know if
the cookies. I mean, we're still on, but that's a funny one. I think.
I think it does a good job of kind of giving a piece of the humor.
Yeah, a little taste. Yeah, of our three individuals. I thought it was so cute. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I just thought it was a really.
These were a gift to me, and I would like to share them with both of you. Look at them. Look at all the festive shapes. Snowflakes and gingerbread men, a tree, this little mitten.
May I go to the bathroom, sir?
You may. Well, I'm trying.
I mean, he was trying. You gotta give him credit.
my
He was
God.
trying. He was
And
trying.
just that walk away from Angus.
Oh my
had me
God, that
dying.
walk was just like, put me out of my misery. This is the worst Christmas ever.
Yeah.
I love it though. Oh my gosh. I said, oh my gosh, it's so funny. Love it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, I feel like the Holdovers, please watch it if you haven't. It's definitely a worthy film that should be on everyone's radar. And especially because we are in December and the holiday season. If you're looking for something that is
Heartfelt.
funny,
Mm-hmm.
wholesome,
Mm-hmm.
this is a really great film.
Yes. And I concur. You know, just one, like I said, I just love it. It was one of our favorite films last year. A great addition to the holiday and one that really should be on your radar.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. And again, every Friday, you guys, that's our goal going forward, is to share a film and do a TV series. We're still thinking about maybe incorporating a month of maybe rotating TBD, you
Oh,
guys,
yeah,
in
yeah,
terms of
because
sharing some TV series that should be on your radar,
yeah.
as well as
We should do a whole month of that, just
I
TV.
know, TBD. That's what I was thinking. Yes, because you guys, we watch a lot of TV as well. It's overload over here.
Oh yes. And like we said, we're here for what is it, Kira?
A good time, not a long time. Ooh.
Yes, yeah. So we're not gonna keep you. We just wanted to be quick and give you some reasons why you should be watching the series. We don't want to spoil anything. So we're just kind of giving you you know, what should be on your radar. Yeah, a taste. So I want to thank those people who were able to pop in and say hi. Tracy, Holland, we appreciate you.
Oh,
And
yes.
for others, you'll catch it on the recap, and we'll be back next Friday. And I think our film for next Friday is going to be also another a fave of ours that we watch every season. It's a little thriller.
Holiday thriller.
Season. Yeah, so it's going to be While She Was Out with Kim Basinger. We always talk about this film and it's like no one's seen it, so we thought we'd do it.
We got a lot of people. We put a lot of people on though. A lot of our friends watched it recently and enjoyed it.
Yeah, so we'll be back next Friday at 8 p.m. and we're gonna, like we said, plan to be back every Friday, especially this month, to go over some holiday recommendations that should be on your radar.
All right, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.